Objective 4 of proportional relationships and percentages. And we're doing some practice. So this problem says, which line has a constant of proportionality between y and x of 1? So what we want to do is look at the three lines and figure out the constant of proportionality. So let's start with A. We need to find a point on line A, a point where it crosses the lines on the graph right here. We can see it's at an intersection of those lines. That would be at 2 and 7. So the constant of proportionality there, we would do y divided by x. Now remember, y is always the second one and x is the first one. So we'll do 7 divided by 2, which is 3.5. So that has a constant of proportionality of 3.5. If we go to B here, that is up 1 over 1. So that'd be 1 divided by 1, which is just 1. This was A, this is B, and C. Point on the line, looks like we have to go all the way over here before we have one. That would be up 2 over 10. So it'd be 10 over 2, which equals 5. Oh, actually that should be 2 over 10, y over x. So it should be 2 over 10, which equals 1/5. So we can see that B has a unit rate of just 1 when it goes up 1 over 1. Okay. All right, here we're finding the constant of proportionality again. This time they give us the point. It is at 2, 4. Again, we do y divided by x. So 4 divided by 2, which turns out to be 2. So the constant of proportionality is simply just 2. All right, let's take a look at the next link. Now we're looking at the constant of proportionality from the equation. Remember, we're looking at equations in the form y equals mx, m being the constant of proportionality, also called the unit rate. So for this equation, it would just be 2.5, the number that is m. It says, which equation has a constant of proportionality equal to 3? Okay, this is 8/5, which does not simplify to 3. 1/3 is not 3. 1/4 is not 3. 18 divided by 6, however, equals 3. So D would have a constant of proportionality of 3. Again, we're looking for the m in the equation. That is the constant of proportionality. Okay, here, let's go to the next link, actually. Okay, we're trying to find if x and y are proportional. So are we multiplying by the same thing every time to get the second number? To figure out what we're multiplying by, we'll do y divided by x. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So that means we should be multiplying by 5 every time if it's proportional. 7 times 5 is 35, that works. 12 times 5 is 60, that works. 20 times 5 is 100, that works. So it says, what is the constant of proportionality? Remember, what we're multiplying by is the constant of proportionality. The equation would be y equals 5x, and 5 is the constant of proportionality. Again, that comes from what we're multiplying by each time. Okay, here, to figure out what we multiply by, we'll start with y. 22 divided by x, which is 2. That equals 11. So if we're multiplying by 11 each time, then it would be proportional, and that would be our constant of proportionality. 2 times 11 is 22. 7 times 11 is 77. 9 times 11 is 99. So our constant of proportionality is 11. If we were going to write the equation, it would be y equals 11x. Okay, select the brand with the least expensive corn per ounce. So what we're doing here is we are finding the constant of proportionality, also called the unit rate. So how we can do that is we can just divide. We want to figure out the price per ounce. So we're going to take the price, $1.50, and divide by how many ounces there are. That's going to give us the unit rate. So this is for A. So $1.50 divided by 18 gives us 0.08. So 8 ounces for brand A. For brand B, we have 75 cents divided by 15 ounces. We'll divide that. Should be 5 cents per ounce. Let's go down to brand C. 11 ounces for $2.20. So for C, we'll do $2.20 divided by 11. 220 divided by 11 gives us 20 cents, 0.20. Okay, so which one is the cheapest? It'd be brand B at 5 cents an ounce. Okay, what is the relation? Which relationships have the same constant of proportionality between y and x as the following graph? Okay, so we have this point right here, which is 8 and 6. So again, we do y divided by x to get our constant of proportionality. So that would be 6 divided by 8, which reduces to 3/4. So 3/4 is what we're looking for down here. This is not quite in the form that it needs to be in. We need to get it in the right form. We need to get y by itself. So we'll divide by 6 because that's multiplying by 6. Divide by 6, we get y equals 8 over 6x. 8 over 6 would be 1.25, or let's see there, no, it'd be 1 1/3, 1.33. So that is not 3/4, so it's not A. B, we can see, is 3/4. It's right in the equation there. C, we have the 0.21. Okay, if we divide y by x, we get 1 divided by 2, which is 1/2. That's not 3/4, so it's not going to be C. If we look at D, y divided by x is going to be 4/3, not 3/4. Y divided by x is 3/4. So that one would also work, gives us a constant of proportionality of 3/4. All right, Maya shaved her head and then began letting her hair grow. She represents the length L of her hair in centimeters m months after she shaved her head using the equation L equals 1.25 m. What does 1.25 mean in this situation? Okay, so we're taking the number of months times 1.25 to equal the length. So what 1.25 is, it's the constant of proportionality. It is how much your hair is growing each month. Okay, so does it mean it has been 1.25 months since Maya shaved her head? No. Maya's hair grows 1.25 centimeters per month. That seems to make sense. Maya's hair takes 1.25 months to grow a centimeter long. No, it would be B. Okay, so if it's 2 months, we multiply by 1.25 to get the length. So then this must be how much it grows per month. Good. The grass in Jamie's yard grew 16 centimeters in 10 days. It was growing at a constant rate. How many days did it take to grow 1 centimeter? Okay, this is where some of you can probably do this in your head, or you can set up a proportion. 16 centimeters in 10 days. How many days for 1 centimeter? Okay, so we cross multiply, divide. 10 times 1 is 10. Divide by 16. That reduces to 5/8. So it would be 5/8 of a day for it to grow 1 centimeter. So we can just leave that as a fraction, 5/8. Then it says how many centimeters did it grow in 1 day. Okay, so almost the exact same proportion. We have centimeters, days, 16 centimeters, 10 days. But now our question mark is in the centimeters and our 1 is in the days. Because how many centimeters in 1 day? Cross multiply divide, 16 divided by 10 equals 8/5. You notice those are reciprocals of each other. That's not a coincidence. That's how it will always be. So actually, once you find the first answer, you can just flip the fraction, do the reciprocal to get the second answer.